Hello everyone and welcome back to another KSP video. Today we will be doing a tutorial on how to build a basic aircraft. So, some things you will have to know is 1. You have to add a cockpit, which is either a MK1 inline cockpit, MK1 cockpit, MK2 inline cockpit, or MK2 cockpit. For starters, I'm going to do the MK1 cockpit because that is the most basic one. So next you will need some fuel. So for the MK1 cockpit or MK1 inline cockpit, you'll need an MK1 fuselage. You can add 2 if you want, but I'm not going to. Because I will need an intake. An intake is where the air comes in. And you will need enough intake air for the engine. So far this is looking pretty good. I have a engine pre-cooler, which says it's a pre-advanced one. It takes the heat away from the engines, it says, and it has additional intake air. So next you'll have to choose your engine. You can either choose the J33, the J404 Panther, or the Whiplash, or JX4. I wouldn't use this for basic plane. I would either use J33 Wesley turbofan engine or the J404 Panther. I'm going to use the J33. So there is a lot of different plane designs you could do, but a pretty basic one is just a normal wing, like this. Just a structural wing type B. Don't worry, it's not completely structural because it has a wing area of 1, it says. So next I would add 2 elevons on each side. I'm going to add 4, and then there are 2 different ways of doing the tail fin. Either you can do 1 on top and 2 on the bottom, which is why I would suggest for like fighter jets if you're trying to make one look like a fighter jet. And also there is another way where you just put 2 on the top. So here, now you just have to add your medium landing gear for this. You can use small by like medium because it is a lot higher than the small, and that means that I don't have to worry about the engine crashing into the ground. Next thing is that you want to put the back landing gear right behind the center of mass. Okay, so also I'm going to add canards to make it so it can be more maneuverable, because unlike the other engines, this does not have thrust vectoring, which in real life is actually super advanced. So I'm just going to add these standard canards. And then you are ready to launch. much. So I will also show you how to fly this when it's ready. Okay, so I just pressed T for the SAS. You can also left click the SAS button. It will do stability assist. So stability assist will make it so your plane doesn't keep rolling or yawing or pitching once you've pressed it once, and also the aerodynamic forces won't push on it as much. Like if you suddenly rolled, then it doesn't keep rolling. So next, you want to press Z to turn the throttle up to full. You can also hold shift to get it up to the throttle you want. X is for 0 throttle. And then once you've gone up shift a little, you can go down control. With control is the button in the bottom left corner of your keyboard. Probably it might be somewhere else on your keyboard. So I pressed Z. Now I'm going to press B because I toggled the brakes by pressing this button. So there. Now I'm going to press spacebar, and that will activate the engine. And you can see that has a sound to it. This is pretty maneuverable. It has a more than 1 thrust to weight ratio, so it's going to do pretty good. And speed. And do not worry about going supersonic. I can probably do it with this. There's no thing that says you can't go supersonic with a turbofan engine. Just in real life, you would have to use another part of the engine. That makes it so the supersonic shock wave doesn't get into the engine and damage it. So you can see that we're getting a shock wave on the aircraft. And now we are supersonic. Now, going really fast. So if you don't want to put too many G's on your kerbal, if you have G forces on, then just slowly go. Okay, I'm going to turn the engine off. Okay, so here's where something very interesting comes in after I set the brakes up to 80%. And I'll show you. Okay, so this has a reverse thrust mode, which can come in handy if you're going too fast at the runway. I turned the brakes on. Extended the landing gear with G. You can press 3 to extend or retract it. Okay, so next I'm going to reverse the engine to make it so it doesn't go too fast to the runway. Going to turn the engine off and set it to forward thrust. If this is red, then you cannot land. I like to get it as low as possible. Going. Oh, whoa. Whoa. That doesn't normally happen. Okay. Now you've just landed your plane. So that's how you make a basic jet plane. Oh, and another thing you can do in flight or on the ground, doesn't matter what time. If you have crew in your plane, then you can press C and it will give you the interior. The only thing you can press in here is this for the throttle. And shift and 0 do it also. Okay. So that's the end of the video. I hope you like it, and I hope you can make a basic jet plane now. Maybe in a day, maybe even today, I will be releasing another video on how to make a advanced jet plane.